Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be my first book haul of 2024. I think I have about 5 or 6 books that I'm going to show you guys today. 2 of the books are from an unplugged book box that I was going to upload last year. It was for October and November, but sadly my file got corrupted. And then I have a manga, and then next I have 3 books that I got during Christmas time because I got a gift card for Barnes & Nobles. So we are going to look at those now. Okay, so our first book for today is Heart Gear Volume 2. I showed Volume 1 in a previous haul. So basically it's about this girl and her uncle, and it's basically about the destruction and life after or during World War III. And I think it was her uncle who got kidnapped, and then there's a robot, Zet, who is trying to help her not die. So yeah, this is Volume 2. And I'll be doing a video because I think there are 2 more books out, so I want to just do a full manga video. So yeah, that will be in that video coming soon. Okay, next I have a book that looked interesting when I was in Barnes & Noble's trying to use my gift card, and it is called When Darkness Loves Us, and this is what that looks like. It is by Elizabeth Engstrom, and it says it's a Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition. With darkness, the terror begins. And it is also featured in Grady Hendrix's Paperbacks from Hell, which I have not picked that up. I've seen it at the store several times, but if I want to look at like horror books or find out about horror books, I'll just go to the bookstore and like read the synopsis for them. I don't need to buy a book about books. And synopsis for this: Sally and Martha, 2 women searching for love, finding terror. During a terrifying storm, a gentle childhood is destroyed by a twisted man who promises love but delivers nightmares. In the lightless depths of an underground labyrinth, unseen creatures lie in wait for an innocent traveler, cold skeletal hands stretched out in welcome. There is horror in darkness, horror made greater. When Darkness Loves Us. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. The synopsis seemed pretty cool, and I've never read any books by this author, so I have nothing to go on and base my opinion off of, but hopefully I love it. And again, this is When Darkness Loves Us. Okay, next one. I also got this at Barnes & Noble's, and I've seen this book a lot in the past few months as I watch a lot of reading vlogs on YouTube, but I always skip over it, the part where they talk about this book, because it looks like a good book just from the cover. I don't know if you can see, but it just makes you want to pick it up and read it. But it's called Episode 13 by Craig Dillowee. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it says hooks you, creeps you out, and then it overwhelms you. And the synopsis for this says, Fade to Black is the newest hit ghost hunting reality TV show. Led by husband and wife team Matt and Claire Kirkland, it features a dedicated crew of ghost hunting experts. Episode 13 takes them to every ghost hunter's holy grail, the Paranormal Research Foundation. This crumbling, derelict mansion holds secrets and clues about bizarre experiments that took place in the 1970s. It's also undoubtedly haunted, and Matt hopes to use scientific techniques and high-tech gear to prove it. But as the house begins to slowly reveal itself to the crew, proof of an afterlife might not be everything Matt dreamed of. And that just sounded so interesting to me because, sure, you know it's gonna have ghosts. It's paranormal. And also, when I was flipping through it in the store, there were like different types of text, like text messages and boxes and different things like that, charts. And it just seems like a very interesting read. I like when there's a lot of different types of, what's it called, mixed media in a book. It keeps it interesting for me, especially since this book is a little on the thicker side. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this one. And again, this is episode 13. Okay, the next two are from my unplugged book boxes. I think this one is from November. And this one is A Long Time Dead by Samara Brugger. And it has this wonderful cover. I'm guessing that this is our female lead. And she was turned into a vampire. So I don't remember the full story, so I'll read the synopsis. But I just want to show you how beautiful this is. And these are the sprayed edges, blood drops. And the top and bottom is just, well, the top is red and the bottom is black. And then the inside cover is this like paisley. And as every unplugged book is, it has a wonderful cover with foil. And on the back, looks like a woman walking in like the park or something. I don't know if you can see that with my lights and everything, but it kind of looks like a woman walking in the park to me. And let me read this synopsis once I get her covered back up. Okay, so somewhere foggy 1837. Poppy had always loved the night, which is why it wasn't too much of a bother to wake up one evening in an unfamiliar home far from London. Weak and confused and plagued with a terrible thirst for blood, to learn that she could no longer step out into the day. And while vampirism presented several disadvantages, and more than made up for those in its benefits, immortality, a body that could run at speeds for hours without tiring, the thrill of becoming a predator, the thing that pulls rabbits from bushes and tears through their fur and flesh with the sharp point of a white fang. And of course, Royson, the mysterious woman who has lived for centuries, who held Poppy through her painful transformation, and who, for some reason, is now teaching her how to adjust to her new endless life. A tight, lonely, buttoned-up woman, with kindness and care, pressed up behind her teeth, the time they spend together is as transformative to Poppy as she changes in her body, and soon she finds herself hopelessly, overwhelmingly attached. But Royson has secrets of her own, and can't make any promises, not when vengeance must be served. Soon their little world explodes, together and apart. They encounter scores of vampires, shifty pirates, conniving opera singers, ancient nobles, glamorous Frenchwomen, and a fan family that throws a very particular sort of party. But overhead, threat looms, one woman who is capable of destroying everything Poppy and Royson hold dear. So this seems like a very interesting book, a mix of romance, maybe some mystery, some action. It seems like this book is going to have everything, and I love a good book that has everything that you can ask for. So yeah, it also doesn't seem that she like sucks the blood of people, more so animals, so that will also be interesting, because besides like, I don't know, I haven't read any books besides Twilight where vampires don't eat people and just eat animal blood or drink animal blood, so yeah, this will be interesting. Next book from the unplugged book box is this one. I'm going to be completely 100% honest with you. I forgot to cancel this one, so I'm still gonna read the book, but it's not a book that I like really wanted. So this is a Scottish Highland Warriors novel, Bewitching a Highlander by Roma Cordon. haven't read like a Highlander novel since like college, so. But this is what it looks like. And as you can see, he has on his kilt. Let's see. This is what it looks like. And here it is a mountain range, clouds, sky, mountain. On the side, more of the same, cloud, sky, mountain. On the bottom is the autumn trees. Okay. And all together, that looks like this. So this is what the inside cover and the sprayed edges looks like, which is very, very pretty. I like it. But more than that, I love what they did with the foiling and the cover of this book in particular, because it reminds me of one of those old school books. Like, it's very pretty. Like, if you just had this sitting on your shelf, no one would know that this is a Highlander romance. It looks more like a Greek mythology book or something. So yeah, it is really, really pretty. I'm not sure if you can see it well. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Love the blue foiling with like the seafoam green and then the darker green background. So pretty. Okay, so let me read the synopsis. Defying all for the love of a bewitching lass, Brina McRae, a healer from Skye with a touch of witchery in her blood, embarks on a dangerous search for her missing father. She arrives on the Isle of Call, seat of the vile Campbells. There she encounters the debonair future chief to the Dunbar clan, Egan. Egan Dunbar is on call to keep the peace between the feuding Campbells and Dunbars. But when he catches Brina in a lie, he agrees to help her find her father to pay back an old debt and get to the bottom of the secret she's hiding. Is Egan willing to betray his clan for love? Can Brina trust him with her family secret and put those she loves at risk? So yeah, a kind of like forbidden love story. So maybe it'll be interesting. It doesn't seem like it's based in like, you know, modern times, so more so maybe like the 15, 16, 1700s maybe. So we will have to see. But I also haven't read anything by this author, Roma Cordon, either. So yeah. Okay, and the last and final book. Like, I was walking through Barnes and Nobles and I saw this book. I was like, that's an interesting title. Then I picked it up and I saw the cover and I was like, oh, that's a really cool cover. Then I read the synopsis and I was like, you're coming home with me. And I brought it home with me. So, this final book is apparently a New York Times bestseller, but I've never heard of it until December. So, it's called Murder Your Employer, Volume 1, The McCaster's Guide to Homicide by Rupert Holmes, Edgar Award winner. And this is also my first book by this author. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's very, very my style. It gives very dark, kind of Victorian gothy, and I love it very much. The roses and the gold are like a nice touch. And just like a plain black hardback. And inside there's a map, I guess, of the city that everything takes place in, so you don't get confused and you can refer back to the map as you're going through the story, and they're talking about different locations, which is very helpful. So I will read to you the synopsis. So, Prepare yourself for an education you'll never forget. A delightful mix of witty wordplay, breathtaking twists, and genuine intrigue, Murder Your Employer will gain your admission into a wholly original world. Cocooned within the most entertaining book about well-intentioned would-be murderers you'll ever read. Who hasn't wondered what the world would be like if a person who is the object of your affliction ceased to exist? At the McCaster Conservatory, future deletists, never murderers, learn the consummate execution of the homicidal arts. To this sumptuous campus come three memorable classmates: self-efficacying Cliff Iverson, troubled Gemma Lindley, and Hollywood diva Doria May, all of whom have suffered menacing employers who richly deserve a deadly denouement. Under the tutelage of Dean Harbinger, harrow the fascinating faculty of McCaster's halls of poison ivy. They hone their craft, each hoping to finesse a perfectly masterful murder. Called an American treasure, Los Angeles Times, a true Renaissance man, Newsweek, and a genius, London Times, Rupert Holmes brings his wickedly clever storytelling talents to this outrageous and darkly comic mystery, set in a secret, idyllic world where students of all ages learn how to do in others as you would have others do you in. So yeah, I thought that this would be a fun little adventure mystery murder book, and so I picked this up because it seemed like something I would really like. It reminded me a little bit of, well, the way it read in the synopsis, it reminded me a little bit of the Agatha Christie books, which I love. I love all the Poirot books. They're my absolute favorite. So I picked this up hoping that it will be amazing as it is portrayed to be. I mean, since it's a New York Times bestseller, I guess it's going to be good. I haven't seen any reviews for it, so yeah, we'll see in the future. So that is all the books that I have for today. 6 very different but also amazing books, a little mix of everything. We have